When the Bourne Identity came out, everyone, including myself, loved it for how gritty and raw it was. But it's also a film that's grown on me, and I like it because it has a lot more going on than you might first think. One scene that's emblematic of everything I love about this film is this one, when Jason goes to his apartment in Paris.
I guess you're not home.
But let's back up a bit. So Good Will Hunting gave Matt Damon his big break, and he plays this guy with a talent for maths that he's ashamed of, so he hides it under this violent facade. After that, he made some interesting and some not so interesting decisions, but in The Talented Mr. Ripley we saw this again, and this time his skill is impersonation, but he's more psychopathic.
Sorry, what is it? Ripley.
When it comes to Bourne, we have this idea of who Matt Damon is going to be. He's obviously got these incredible abilities, this innate violence, like he can take out these police and he can escape from the embassy. But there's a duality in that he doesn't want to kill people, and this inner conflict creates suspense and makes him an interesting character. And then we have Marie, played by Franca Potente, and it's established that she's independent and able to stand up for herself, but maybe not hugely organised.
Miss Christ, please, I'm going to have to ask you to...
When we come to Jason's apartment, it's like we're entering his mind, and it's completely blank. Just look at how white and empty everything is.
You sure this is all yours?
I guess.
John Michael Caine.
He's trying to discover more about who he is, and he finds out that one of his aliases has apparently been killed.
I have some very bad news for you, sir. I'm terribly sorry to tell you this, but Monsieur Caine has passed away almost 2 weeks.
So he puts two and two together and realizes that the people who want him dead probably already know about this apartment, or they've traced his call. So his basic training kicks in.
Jason, there's no hot water. It's freezing.
I'll go try the water in the kitchen. Why don't you just stay in the bathroom? I'll see
And
if
I remember this from the first time I watched it. You're like, is he going to kill Marie? Because that's exactly what someone with his training would do in this situation. He doesn't know much about her, and even though she isn't obviously a spy, she could be someone who accidentally exposes him. You've got all these conflicting emotions going on, and you're like, what is going to happen? And he drops the knife.
Kitchen too. I got it running though.
And this is him rejecting that violent side of himself. But it's still not quite right, is it? There's something just a little bit off. And then this happens. And you get the definitive Jason Bourne fight where he's improvising and using martial arts and the camera's going crazy. And it's just this massive release after all the tension that's been building up. But this is also a turning point in the movie that makes you much more invested in the characters.
Why would someone do that?
We can't stay here. It's not safe.
You want Jason to solve the mystery at the heart of his story, but you don't want him to do anything crazy, and this confirms that he's changing.
Look,
This is also the first time in the movie that you see people die.
No.
And you've got the start of this relationship with Marie, and you want to see how that pans out, because she's been helping him, and he's starting to care about her.
How could I forget about you? You're the only person I know.
This is what made the Bourne Identity different to a lot of action movies. It's not the shaky-cam fighting or the way those car chases feel like they're taking place in the real world. It's because it feels more like Breathless or Before Sunrise than a conventional Hollywood action movie. It's a love story first, then a spy movie. At its core, it has this really tender and believable relationship between two damaged human beings who have their own problems, and that just makes the movie 100 times more interesting.
We need that hotel bill.
Okay.
It gets slightly complicated though.
Because you're dead.
Right.